And then when the Red Sox needed a change, Yaz went back to left field, where he showed that he still was one of the best. There was even a time when the Red Sox needed a sacrifice, and Yaz, with one of his rare bunts, did the job nicely. Carl celebrated his 37th birthday in late August, being accorded a standing ovation. He went on to celebrate the day with 4 hits. A target of boos far too many times in his career, Yaz finally found out what the Fenway faithful really thought of all he had done for baseball in Boston. For him, it was a heartwarming experience. Louis Tiant, as usual, a dominant Fenway figure. The chant of "Louis, Louis" continued to echo. El Tiante used his twisting delivery and baffling assortment of pitches to dominate American League hitters. There were times when Louis also did the job with his glove. In 1975, Milwaukee's George Scott broke up Rick Wise's bid for a no-hitter. Here, with Tiant going for number 20, the Boomer did it again. The next time up, Tiant struck out Scott, setting the stage for the final out and his 20th win.
One ball, 2 strikes to Hegan. 2 outs, 2 on. He's got it. He's got it. Louis Tiant strikes out Mike Hegan, and he's won his 20th game.
For Louis, it was the 3rd time in the last 4 years he had been a 20-game winner. In Baltimore, he won his 21st. It was truly a vintage year for the colorful right-hander. Fred Lynn to Rick Burleson to Carlton Fisk. Although unsigned until halfway through the season, this trio gave the Red Sox fans some exciting moments. Fred Lynn, Mr. Everything in 1975, once again led the team in batting with a .314 mark. The young Californian ranged all over the outfield, making running and diving catches. Lynn ranks right up there with the best in the American League. Like the Red Sox, Carlton Fisk came on strong the last half of the year. Once free of early season nagging injuries, Pudge showed signs of returning to his '75 form offensively and defensively. Of all the Red Sox players, none is scrappier than shortstop Rick Burleson. The Rooster comes to play. Pound for pound, Burleson is one of the league's top performers. When it comes to hustle, Burleson doesn't have to take a backseat to anyone. In the field, he's got range and a rifle arm. Burleson's batting average was down to .225 in early July, but he refused to let it stay there. Rick started hitting to all fields. The adjustment worked. Over the last 3 months, Burleson batted .340 and finished with a .291 average, second only to Fred Lynn. First baseman Cecil Cooper, voted the most improved player in 1975, was even better in '76. Coop batted .282, and his quick, ripping swing connected for 15 homers and 78 runs batted in. The 26-year-old Texan does the job at first base, and he does it with style. The 3-2-3 double play may be one of the toughest to make. Cecil Cooper continued to show with his bat and glove that he'll be around for a while. After a slow start, Jim Rice once again showed awesome power. He hit 25 home runs with some tremendous shots to finish among the league leaders. the result of a Jim Rice swing. Dwight Evans is one of the best right fielders in the American League. Perhaps Dwight's biggest asset is his amazingly accurate throwing arm, which produced 15 assists. The Red Sox had superb defensive outfield strength, and one of the reasons was Rick Miller. Miller made some fantastic catches at the expense of some of the better hitters in the league. Thurman Munson. Ben Oglivie. And Lee May. Rick Miller, the unsung hero of the Red Sox. Rookie third baseman Butch Hobson made his presence felt. Given the chance to play regularly, he showed his defensive abilities and power potential with his bat. Butch Hobson, a promising young third baseman. Control pitcher Rick Wise. In 1976, he pitched brilliantly in spots, tossing 2 one-hitters and finishing second to Louis Tiant in victories. Fergie Jenkins found a home in Fenway and was coming on strong until late in the year when he suffered an Achilles tendon injury. He's expected to return to form in '77. Hard-throwing Reggie Cleveland became a starter the last half of the season and was consistently tough, winding up with 10 victories in 14 starts. Fenway Park, the left field wall, the closeness of the crowd, 2 of the many ingredients which breed excitement and so many great games. A truly unique park. Henry Aaron, the all-time home run king, now retired, played in a lot of ballparks during his career, and yet he talks about Fenway in a special way.
Well, the fans have been just wonderful. You know, they're typical baseball fans, and they've always treated me nice. And coming to Boston, of course, you look out at that green monster out there, and I just wish that I probably could have played my whole career right here in this ballpark.
New York Yankee catcher Thurman Munson looks at Fenway Park another way.
I think, first of all, whenever, especially when the Yankees and the Red Sox get together, there's a lot of intenseness, a lot of pressure that's, really put on you by the park. It's a small ballpark, but really everything's close together, and it seems like 35,000, Red Sox fans makes about 70,000 of anybody else. So I think, because of the dimensions of the park, because of the fans, because of the fine ball club that the Red Sox do have, there's just a lot of, pressure put on you that, really don't have to do with the baseball game.
Fenway Park even does something to the managers who make the scene. Baltimore's colorful Earl Weaver knows Fenway well, and that it can be fatal to try to protect a slim lead.
The crowd here in Fenway is another factor. It seems that most of the time when the Orioles have come in over the last 9 years, it's been mostly full, and it's a boisterous crowd, a crowd that's close to the playing field, an enjoyable place for the fans to watch it because they seem to be right on top of the action, and the fans here seem to be part of the action, and they can sway an umpire's decision one way or another, and it's very seldom that I can remember getting the close calls in Fenway or either in Yankee Stadium for that matter, but that also makes it a park unique in itself.
The Red Sox ended the season on a high note. They won 15 of the last 18 games and exceeded Don Zimmer's goal of a 500 season. They finished in 3rd place. It wasn't an easy year, a 10-game losing streak, the injury to Bill Lee, the passing away of owner Tom Yawkey, a change in managers, the loss of Ferguson Jenkins, all took its toll. But the Red Sox left the field after the final game with their heads high, looking forward to 1977.
field, and this ball is gone, a home run. There it goes, number 4. This becomes number 4 this inning. Line drive, hit deep to left center field. That's a carry, and it is a home run in the screen.
Fenway Park, the crown jewel of the American League, where more than 2 million fans turned out to enjoy a season of high-powered action, incredible thrills, and record-breaking performances from the 1977 Red Sox, a team which didn't know how to quit. Manager Don Zimmer knew what kind of year it would be. As he said in spring training, this team is going to grab the fans right from the start and won't let go. I'm not predicting a pennant, but we'll be in the race right down to the wire. Zim was so right. His Red Sox won 97 games, finishing 2 games out in a race which indeed went down to the final 2 contests. The Red Sox were a blend of familiar faces and some new arrivals. Captain Carl Yastrzemski was back for his 17th year to show the way. All-star catcher Carlton Fisk formed the nucleus of this team, which once again had scrappy shortstop Rick Burleson and Denny Doyle anchoring the infield. Third baseman Butch Hobson came of major league age. Fred Lynn, Dwight Evans, and Rick Miller gave the Sox super outfield defense, while slugger Jim Rice was back for what was to be a devastating season with the bat. George Scott returned from Milwaukee, and the Boomer brought his long ball bat with him. Outfielder Bernie Carbo returned with Scott and came through with many clutch contributions. Rookie Bob Stanley won a job in spring training and later was joined by young pitchers Mike Paxton and Don Ossie. And then there was the most impressive new arrival of them all, relief pitcher Bill Campbell.
High drive, left field, Yastrzemski going way back, and this is gone.
This Otto Velez game-winning home run in April brought Campbell's record to an unimpressive 0-3, no saves, and a 10.57 earned run average in his first 5 Red Sox appearances. But after getting a solid vote of confidence from manager Zimmer in Toronto, the rangy Campbell started an amazing streak after his first save in Milwaukee on April 26th. Campbell put together a stretch of 24 appearances in which he got 5 wins, 15 saves, and no losses. He finished with a 13-9 record with 31 saves. Campbell, the American League's Fireman of the Year in 1976, once again won the Top Fireman Award in '77. To say nothing of establishing himself as a competitor the Red Sox could not have done without. Fred Lynn missed the first 27 games of the season as the result of a spring training ankle injury. But when he returned to the lineup in mid-May in Seattle, he didn't go unnoticed. He hit the very first pitch thrown him for a home run. And then the second time up, he did it again. Fred Lynn was back, and the baseball world sat up and took notice.
Bounding ball, Bando at third, goes to second for 1, and the ball gets away. Then here comes Fisk, he's going to score, and it's over. The ball game is over, and Dwight Evans won the ball game.
The Red Sox were starting to roll in May, winning many games with their aggressive, scrappy play. In addition to sustaining a solid offense, they also did the job in the field. Fred Lynn. Butch Hobson. Rick Burleson and Denny Doyle working their double play magic. And then there was the Boomer at first base. Suddenly, a roar was heard as Red Sox bats began a surge of home run power, the likes of which had never been seen in baseball. The Red Sox picked on Baltimore's Cy Young Award winner, Jim Palmer, to start their record-breaking slugging. They jumped all over Palmer for 4 homers early in June at Fenway. A week later, the first-place Yankees would be in town. The Yankees' great right-hander Jim Catfish Hunter quickly felt the sting of Red Sox bats in the Friday night opener of the weekend series. The Red Sox tagged Hunter for 4